All right, we're gonna make this short and quick. I just got off a flight. The games aren't even over. They're in their fourth quarter. This week has been pretty shitty. I was away, and while I was away, I didn't look at any fantasy. So I found out this morning, right before I got on a flight, that Drake London is out. Michael Penix, I found out that yesterday, was going to be out. So then I made a trade with Gut for 30 fab for Andy Dalton. I'd rather fucking take the $30 that I gave Gut and light it all on fire, because that's essentially what I just did. Andy Dalton got me 1 point. I'd rather just do nothing. I should have just fucking put air in there instead. So yeah, I had Kyron and Gibbs on bye. Penix out. London out. I picked up Xavier Hutchinson for $10. He's my best player on my team right now. He's got 17.9 points. Kittle did pretty good. I watched Sutton catch a touchdown, get called back, and I watched him drop a touchdown. What the fuck are we doing? Both my quarterbacks are actually pieces of shit today. They are actually pieces of shit. Baker Mayfield, 4 points. I'm gonna have a talk with Baker. The good thing is I'm versing JMO's team, which is also doing absolutely dog shit. But he's got 4 players left to play in the rest of the tonight and tomorrow, and I have 2. So, like I said, the games aren't even over yet, but GG's JMO. You got your next win. You're 7-1. This week was absolutely disgusting. The team that I rolled out there this week might actually not even put up 70 points. That's how bad it is. My team is as bad as my voice right now. That's how bad it is. Yeah, Jalen Warren legacy game incoming tonight. Jalen Warren versus the Green Bay Packers stat line. Ready? 15 rushes, 84 yards, 3 catches, 45 yards, 2 touchdowns. DK, 6 catches, 89 yards, 1 touchdown. Golden, 1 catch, 10 yards. Kraft, 2 catches, 24 yards. Rashard Smith, 3 catches for 15 yards and 4 rushes for 10 yards. Jordan Love, I'm feeling like a 24 for 36 type of game, 250 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Cut that clip of all their stats right after I said all that, and I'm dead fucking wrong. I don't even know if I'll be up for this Sunday night game, so I'll probably wake up in the morning and I will have lost.
All right, heading into Sunday Night Football, I am up 4 points on Joe, really 3. 3 points on Joe. He has 2 players, DK Metcalf, Jalen Warren. I'm up 3 with 4 players, Jordan Love, Tucker Kraft, Matthew Golden, Rashard Smith. On paper, I should win. Again, 4 players versus 2 players. I already have 3-point lead on Joe. This could be over if I just started Troy Franklin over Rashard Smith, but we all got shitty start-sit decisions. We all make bad ones sometimes. Jordan Love, you got me. Sunday Night Football, primetime, you got me. Let's fucking get this done. Let's manifest that we're going to win. Let's be positive. Let's have a good fucking game. However, if I do lose, if it comes at the price of Aaron Rodgers balling out, I can live with that. If there's one man I'm okay losing to, it is Aaron Rodgers. But if there's one man I also know that has my back, it's Aaron Rodgers, and he's probably going to shit the bed, let Jordan Love cook, let my team cook, on to fucking whatever we are. On to 7-1.
Jordan Love and Tucker Kraft are my GOATs. This should not be a catch. This should not be how it is. This is my fantasy season. That shouldn't work. But it does. My team shouldn't work. This play shouldn't work. But it does. Because we fucking believe more. He shouldn't make this catch. He shouldn't break that tackle. But we do. He shouldn't keep going, but we do. Love you, Tucker Kraft.
Halftime update. I'm up about 10.5 on Joe at half. DK Metcalf just scored a touchdown to make it a little bit closer, but is what it is. Like, DK's going to get his 10 points every week, whether that's 4 through 60, whether it's 20 yards and a touchdown, which is what it is tonight. He's going to get 10 points. Slow start for Matthew Golden, only 0.9, but look, man, anytime I've needed Jordan Love, not only does he deliver, Tucker Kraft delivers with him. I cannot tell you how many important games I've needed a decent swing, and boom, Jordan Love to Tucker Kraft touchdown and a 10-point swing in my matchup in that week. It has led me to wins multiple times, and it happened again tonight. Not locking up the dub yet, but I'm staying optimistic. I'm feeling pretty good at half. Again, up 10, hoping to finish this out tonight and not even need Rashard Smith on Monday Night Football. Jordan Love, I love you. Tucker Kraft, I love you more. Joe, I love you the most.
Nah, just because. One more thank you to Guttas on draft day. Shout out AT too. Shout out the Packers. Shout out Jordan Love. Okay, week 8 recap. Your idiot league mates. We're gonna be 7-1. I took down Joe, but I actually could not have been luckier. Joe had Jahmyr Gibbs and Kyron Williams on bye to start the week. W. Before the week actually started on Sunday, he lost both his QB2, Michael Penix, and his wide receiver 1, Drake London. Then, to put on a Band-Aid on his team, he traded $30 fab to go get Andy Dalton from Gut so he could start Dalton over Kenneth Gainwell. And then Dalton put up 1.1 points. W. But Joe's team will be good. It will be fine.
JMO, another defensive masterclass, only allows 88 points to Joe. So JMO's going to win yet again.
JMO's going to win.
JMO continues to put up good defense. Can't fault him. I mean, people were calling me a points against merchant at one point and maybe still are. So don't apologize for your schedule, JMO. Get wins where you can. Good for you if you pull it out.
Joe loses to JMO. JMO, after that trade, Derrick Henry kind of pops off here. Herbert, of course, went crazy. It was really Tucker Kraft because Derrick Henry and Ibuka kind of did well. And
JMO was able to secure the W there. Doesn't even need Brashad Smith because Tucker Kraft and Jordan Love are the fucking goats. Now Matthew Golden on the other hand. Oh, what's going on? You just kind of got to keep trotting him out in the lineup. Like next week versus Carolina, you got to pray. You don't feel good about it. That's for sure. You don't feel good about it.
One thing I do think is worth noting that I'm not hiding from is that I would have won this week even if I did not make the trade with Gut, which is odd because I would be lying if I said trying to win this week had no impact on me wanting to make that trade. I wanted to get in a starter of Emeka Buka and Derrick Henry this week while Puka was on bye to try and win this week. And then to find out it didn't even matter and I could still have Puka on my team, but also would not go back because just looking at my team, I needed running back depth. So I needed Derrick Henry, Zach Charbonnet. So I don't regret anything, but it is worth noting.
Joe ends up losing. Tough week for him. He traded me. This is awesome sauce. He traded me 30 fab. Now, I'm a Panthers fan. I know going in, we were going to get fucking smacked by the Bills. Anyway, Dalton, I traded for 30 fab. It was like a light trade of just like he needs a quarterback. I'll take the fab for a 1 week flyer because I think Bryce will be back most likely next week, if not the next week. And either way, I don't need a quarterback for those 2 weeks. So like, I'll take the 30 fab. And I traded him I got 30 fab for 1 point. So I was fire.
Looking at the entire league, JL and Tony low-key in a sweat. Basically, Travis Kelce versus Hollywood Brown. Obviously, I'm taking Travis Kelce in 9 out of those 10 matchups, but never know. If Hollywood gets one deep ball tutty, that changes it all.
Tony and JL are actually in a shootout.
Tony's in a battle with JL tonight.
Tony is actually in a bit of a last-second sweat here with JL.
All right, the other big matchup in our world today. Morning starts. Tony and I, we make a shit for poop trade. I give him Tua for his Geno Smith on a bye for a couple reasons. One, knew he was playing JL, knew he didn't have a second quarterback to play, at least going into today, and still kind of going forward. I think Tua has the potential to eventually get benched if Miami keeps sucking, his performance today notwithstanding. Geno, yeah, like I said, shit for poop, but get through his bye this week, have my third quarterback, probably rest the season. I don't see him getting benched. I could be wrong, but I think he has more staying power than Tua, unless today's performance are signs for a massive turnaround. But we make the trade, get the benefit of helping him out against JL, our division opponent. And I think it was poop for shit for poop, but not a bad trade. Pretty even. Happy to make it. Then Tua pops off. Tony gets some help from the rest of his guys, and now this one is coming down to Monday night. Those 24 points for Tua are looming large because that would have been Luther Burden with his 0.9 points. Instead, Tony gets 24 points, courtesy of Nate, from Tua. If he can pull this off, oh my God, I am going to be so fucking happy. The video that I send, I'm going out to dinner for my wife's birthday tomorrow, maybe have a few beers. That video in the car home could be legendary if Tony pulls this off.
Tony versus JL is actually pretty close. JL has a 1 point advantage here. Now, the projections have it so that Marquise Brown is projected half of what Travis Kelce is. Are we sure about that? Are we sure about that? Marquise Brown might be a boom or bust, but he's getting you minimum 8 points this year. Never know. Never know. Because if it's Marquis scores 9, Travis scores 8 or whatever, his usual, then it's JL JL still wins. So it's kind of crazy. The projections don't really match up there.
The closest projection matchup, and the one with probably the most talk in it, Tony and JL. Complete toss-up, and if you're JL, you are ecstatic to be in this position. Sunday afternoon, it was like 3 o'clock, and Tony had a 99% chance to win. It was over already. Hua was popping off, Stroud was popping off, James Cook was popping off, and JL, all of a sudden, all of his players just started to score. He was scoring touchdown after touchdown, and in the office, we were looking at the scores, and it felt like he would be getting touchdowns and his projection wouldn't change. He'd still have a 99% chance to lose, but then they just kept coming. And then all of a sudden, the most unlikely touchdown was a Breece Hall to Mason Taylor pass, and we went crazy.
Closer look at him, and that just adds to the intrigue here down the stretch. Hall, boy, thought about it, now tosses to the outside. Let's go Taylor for the Jets touchdown. And this Cincinnati.
Personally, I don't want JL to win. I need him to lose, but it was still just electric to see that happening, especially because there's some people who aren't very happy that Nate traded Tony Tua on Sunday morning to give him a second quarterback.
The underlying story of the week here was Nate giving Tony Tua for Geno Smith. Did he not think we saw that? Did he not think we knew what was going on? Don't hit me with any stats. Don't hit me with, oh, I'd rather have Geno. No, you wouldn't. Tony had Luther Burden in his super flex spot. He gives him Tua, and that's going to be the difference in the game. If Tony wins, it's because he had Tua, not Luther Burden. And the reason he gave him Tua is because he's playing against JL, who's right behind Nate in his division. So Nate, don't think we didn't fucking see what you did there. I have 3 priorities in this league going forward from now on. Make the playoffs, win the championship, and fuck Nate. That's it from now on. You think we didn't see that collusion ass shit that you pulled? No one saw that trade and said, wow, Nate won that trade. Wow, Nate got something good out of this. No. We know what you were up to, and now I'm plotting, now I'm scheming. I might not even be focused on fucking winning anymore. That might be, I named the 3 priorities. I didn't say in which order, though. I didn't say which order I care about those fucking priorities. I might care less about the championship than I am fucking over Nate at some point for the remainder of the season. So don't think we didn't see that. We did. The entire Pookie Bear division has our fucking eyes on you for giving Tony a free fucking win.
I know that some people in the Pookie Bear division are pissed at that trade and are even throwing out the word collusion. That is ridiculous. This is the reality of the situation of our fantasy league. I do not give a fuck what's happening in the big girl division. I do not give a fuck what's happening in the woke division. Unless one of my division mates is playing somebody in that division, I don't care what happens in that division. I will always be rooting for the other divisions to win their games against mine. This is the problem, and this is the reality with the divisions that we have in place, where the top 2 teams, regardless of your record, regardless of where you stand amongst the rest of the league, the top 2 teams in the division make the playoffs. So, of course, it benefits Nate greatly to have JL lose. Nate doesn't care if I win. Nate can give me all the free wins in the world. He would actually probably rather have that. As long as Nate beats me, Nate will always be rooting for me because there's no downside for me winning to Nate. And that goes with everybody else amongst everybody else who's not in their division. There's been a lot of complaining about the divisions lately. And this is not me complaining. I am just stating that this is the reality we voted in. And if we want to go back and dig up that video of when we were voting on rule changes, it was me and I think Sexy. It was like one other person who wanted to change the playoff formats. We wanted it to be where the top teams in each division were the top 3 rated teams that made the playoffs, and then it was just the next best 3 teams regardless of their division, just like the NFL does it. I was hooting and hollering in that league meeting to get it changed, and nobody was on board. And I said, you know what, fine. This is how we installed it. We'll keep it, but this is the reality. You can't get mad at Nate for helping me beat JL. That 100% directly helps Nate. There is no downside to Nate for me winning a game. Absolutely none. And there is only downside for JL to win his game. So yeah, you know what? It was sharp as shit from Nate to give me Tua, and sharp as shit from me to take Tua. Because there were a lot of other quarterbacks I could have taken from other people's rosters. And for some reason I went with Tua. And it's fucking paying off right now. Good on Nate for actually realizing that this is how the playoff format fucking works.
Personally, I think it's fair game. As long as they don't trade this back and like Tony gives him Tua, which he's not gonna do, then there's no problem with this. Is it stupid? Maybe, but that's up to Nate. The only reason anybody would even be angry at this is because Tua went off. If Tua put up 2 points, nobody's gonna give a fuck. So it just so happened that Tua all of a sudden had this incredible game against the Falcons, and that's why people are upset.
It's Sunday night, and today is one of those days where I just consider getting a whole new hobby altogether. It's one of those days where I'm like, I don't need this fucking emotional roller coaster that is fantasy football. This should never have been a contest between me and JL. At one point, I had a 99% chance of winning. JL had Jalen Hurts throw a touchdown to Dallas Goedert, and Sleeper was like, you know what, Tony, don't even worry about it. You still got like a 97% chance of winning. Then Jalen Hurts throws another touchdown to Dallas Goedert, and Sleeper is still like, you know what, we're gonna hedge our bets a little bit here, but we still think you have like an 80% chance of winning, and I believe Sleeper. And then I saw one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life. Breece Hall threw a touchdown to Mason Taylor, and I damn near shat my pants. I damn near shat my pants and punched a hole in my wall at the same time. I was so pissed. I was so angry. I had no idea how to emotionally handle that. He had a Jets running back and tight end stack, and that was somehow connecting for passing and receiving touchdowns. What the hell are we doing here? JL's team came out of nowhere. Absolute nowhere. He was projected to have like 80 points this week. It was going to be an embarrassing week from JL. One of the worst performances you've ever seen this season. Now we're both throwing up 130 heading into Monday night. It is straight up Marquise Brown versus Travis Kelce. And it is ridiculous that I have no confidence in my squad. Scratch that. Not my squad. I have no confidence in Travis Kelce. My squad was fucking performing today. Shout out to me for making these goddamn moves. Shipping broken ass Nico Collins for James Cook, who threw up 30 points this week. Getting Tua. Nobody wanted Tua anywhere near their fantasy squads. Dude was an absolute cancer. And as soon as he steps into my locker room, he exudes the type of leadership that we were missing. Because I brought in Lamar Jackson 2 weeks ago. Lamar Jackson, first day in the building, is requesting 2 weeks of PTO. Not Tua. Tua's coming in here, showing up, not knowing the playbook at all. Been on the team for 15 minutes and he's throwing 4 touchdowns. That's the type of leadership we need. Tua's doing his damn thing. Stroud's doing his part. Cook's fucking eating. Travis Kelce, you are the greatest fucking tight end in the history of fantasy football. Get the job fucking done. The whole squad is counting on you, Travis Kelce. My season is counting on you, Travis Kelce. I swear to God, if you let me down, I will ship your ass to either Gut or Casey or some other bum squad that is going to be fighting for the toilet bowl at the end of the year. You fucking want that, Travis Kelce? I didn't think so.
What up, baby boys? JL from the Big Cavs of Destiny here. It's Monday morning, week 8, and we got a Monday night sweat for you. Tony and I are giving you the Monday night sweats. The Monday night sweats nobody asked for. Cavs of Destiny versus Tony No Dimes. And this one's going to come down to the wire. At one point during the 1 p.m. slate, I was for sure going to lose. Sleeper was like, you got 1%, brother. You're going to score 85 points. Tony's going to score 150,000 points. You got no shot. Just turn the TV off, close the app, call it a day. But then by some miracle, we got some garbage time touchdowns. We got some Jets pulling up a game-winning drive, throwing a game-winning touchdown to Mr. Mason Taylor, our tight end. Let's go. National Tight End Week. Starting 2 tight ends because I had to, not because of the holiday. All week, J-Mo's sitting there just complaining in my ear. Oh, JL, your wide receivers are so bad. Marquise Brown's so trash. What, you're going to start 2 tight ends? Don't start Dallas Goedert. Go get somebody off the waiver wire. No, J-Mo. No. We don't need no wide receivers off the waiver wire. We got Dallas Goedert and we got Mason Taylor. All right. We don't need him. Mason Taylor, the absolute end of the game touchdown. Double coverage in the corner of the end zone. Okay. Dallas Goedert with the double TD. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. But really, I think the thing that was putting me down so much was that Tony's team was just having a really fantastic week. He made that trade with Ron last week, which really turned out in his favor because every player he traded to Ron got hurt pretty much, except for Ladd. But then some of his players that he's been sitting on all season have just had a fantastic week. CJ Stroud, he got 21.72 points. James Cook ended up having 2 touchdowns for his highest score of the season, 33.6. And then I almost forgot Tua, who somehow forgot how to play football last week, relearned in 1 week and was pretty good. He had 4 touchdown passes. Dear Lord, Tua, 24.2 points. But this is coming down to it. So right now, Cavs and Destiny are ahead by 1 point. Marquise Brown needs to outscore Travis Kelce by at least 1 point tonight, and I need this dub, okay? I need it bad. I need it. I cannot deal with my division. I need to destroy them. Tony, it doesn't matter. He can win or lose. He's still going to be funny. He's still going to be there. He's still going to look great. He's still going to live in California. He doesn't need this. I need this, okay? So his dumbass been pissing me off. I need to deliver an L, and I need it to come at the hands of Hollywood Brown. Strangling Travis Kelce. Oh, come on, Hollywood. We need 4 touchdowns tonight.
Feeling pretty good. Not too shabby. Travis Kelce, 3 catches, 40 yards. Doing what he needs to do. He did have an atrocious drop that ended up in an interception. Absolutely bonked off of his 2 hands and led to an interception. We don't lose points for that. We just move on. Travis Kelce has given me hope. He hasn't given me much hope throughout this year, but tonight he's giving me a little hope. Marquise Brown, not looking too hot. Not really out on the field in 2 wide receiver sets. It's mostly Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. Feeling pretty good. The heart rate is low. We are not sweaty yet, but I can guarantee you I will probably be sweaty in about an hour and a half. Side note, sleeper. You have me at a 92% chance of winning. Have you never seen a fantasy football matchup in your life? Where do you get off to have the audacity to say that I have a 92% chance of winning right now because I'm up 6? Do you know how fast this shit changes? It changes on a dime. I almost feel like Sleeper's trying to jinx me here. Sleeper, the platform, has an agenda to make sure that JL goes back to back. And they're trying to RJ me on Monday night. I won't have it. I'm staying humble. That's a quote from the great philosopher Big Mo. We're staying positive. We're giving those crystals positive energy.
All right, Chiefs, open up the half. Travis Kelce, 37-yard grab. It's what we love to see. Travis Kelce almost put this game to rest with that long reception. If he somehow found the end zone there, I would have lost it because that would have felt like a little dagger into JL's heart. I will say, Sleeper has me back up to a 99% win chance. Hate it, but also love it. Wouldn't want it the other way, that's for sure. Checo in the backfield. This is perfect. 10-yard line. No Hollywood Brown. Oh my God. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Oh, fuck yeah, that has to be the dagger. Oh, baby, let's go! He's back. Travis Kelce's so fucking back! Oh my God. I never doubted him. Never doubted him. When I needed him the most, he shows up. That's why he's the GOAT. Greatest tight end in fantasy history. We are now up by 20 points. Now, Sleeper. Now that is a 99%er. Woo!
Travis Kelce just got another touchdown. Fuck it. This game's over. I'm going to bed. Congratulations, Tony. You win. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, Tony. I'm going to win the whole thing again. So I don't give a fuck about this game. Nobody's going to remember this game. Everybody's going to remember the fact that I win the championship 2 times in a row. So, congrats. Enjoy your win. I don't care. I'm going to bed. Good night.
Hey, JL. It's your division mate, Nate. Looking spiffy, I might add. Was out to dinner for my wife's birthday. Had the steak au poivre. Delightful. But the reason I'm recording, anyway, quick math with you that I wrote down. Anyway, here, 153.52. Tony's score, 132.74. That's your score. Some quick math. 20.78 was the difference. Now, here's where it gets interesting. 24.20. That's Tua's score, who you remember I traded to Tony for Geno Smith before the week started. Minus 0.90. If you're wondering what that number is, That's Luther Burden's score this week. That's who he was going to play before I made the trade. 23.30 is that total. Now, you're a smart guy, you're well-educated, I don't need to tell you, but for the people watching at home that might not be as smart, 23.30 is greater than 20.78, which means Tony wouldn't have beat you if I didn't trade him Tua, which is exactly what my plan was. All these idiots in the comments, Tony's just trading to trade, Nate got beat Tua, oh, he can score from time to time like Tua's hot shit. I proposed the trade to Tony because I knew he was going to need help to beat you. If there's any chance of him beating you, he was going to need help. He didn't have a second quarterback. So I looked over the rosters. I was sick after the Tyrod fumble on my part. I'll fully admit it. I'm down on Tua. Yeah, he had a great week. But I was looking through, seeing how can I offload Tua? How can I feel good about this week when I fumbled with fucking Tyrod? And I look and I see Tony, he needs a quarterback, and he's playing JL, my division mate. So what do? I text him, Tony, I know we had a trade fall through earlier this week. What about Tua for Gino 1-for-1? You need some help. And I don't know if I expected it to work out this well, but hot damn, it worked out beautifully. He takes down JL. I win. Adam gets a win, so I don't get the sweep over my league mates, but Sexy loses too. So we are back in control of the division lead, and I am directly responsible for 2 L's for JL. JL, you gotta look to your buddy Nate as the reason that you lost not 1, but 2 different regular season matches this year. But hey, at least you got Dallas Goedert, right? So enjoy. A lot of good that did you this week. Naders, worked out just how we planned, baby.
Honestly, around the league, it wasn't going so poorly even if I lost this week. Sexy Pats, looks like he's losing to Casey this week. Casey needed this dub. Shout out Casey, 1-6, here you go. Saquon Barkley having a week.
Casey's going to win.
Casey gets his win over Sexy.
Casey versus Sexy. Hopefully this puts the Executioner to bed. Casey, nice win. A little too late. Good call on not trading for Tyrod Taylor. 5th in points for. Comes through in a big way with all his points.
Casey going to 2-6. Sexy, he's going to drop back down to 2-6.
Casey's going to win. Not good for my division. Sexy, don't know if you can have your name as the Executioner at 2-6. It's like it was a little premature. It's a little premature.
Sexy in the office, he was originally like 80% to win this game or some bullshit. Like Casey was projected, I think, like no joke, 90 points at the preview. Jake Ferguson literally puts up a dud for him, and he still is going to drop like probably, who does he left to play? Terry against KC. He'll probably drop like 130, 135, unless Terry goes off. That's nuts. Great performance by everyone. Kalishkir, the huge play. Keyshawn Bootsy found his way into the end zone. Saquon Barkley, 33 3/4. Absolutely nuts. Josh Jacobs even did a comfortable 13. Hit his floor. Justin Fields had 20 in that elongated game there. Super high scoring matchup. And yeah, just Rodgers didn't do much. Bo Nix did what he could. And it looks like unless Xavier Worthy has a monstrous day and Terry does nothing, it's going to be tough to come back from. But you never know. Still up in the air. Still could happen.
Things are not looking great for the Executioner this week. We might have to take a pause on executing people because Casey's team came out of nowhere. When we did the recap on Friday, it was looking like he was dead. And then all of a sudden, all this news pours in that's just great for him. Lamar out, Tyrod out, McLaurin in. His team went from projected 90 points to projected 120 points just like that. He had 2 quarterbacks and his depth was perfectly fine. And then Sunday happens, and for some reason, all of his players decide they're going to score long-ass touchdowns. Khalil Shakir, Keyshawn Booty, and then worst of all, old Saquon Barkley comes back, worst timing possible, drops 33 points on my head. It was not a sight that we like to see. It was like immediate, boom, 50-yard touchdown Saquon. And so I'm pissed at Tony for not taking the easiest trade he could have had in his life when Casey offered him Saquon and Aaron Jones for Ramondre Stevenson and Zay Flowers. How do you trade this much, Tony? And yet the one trade that is the biggest lock of all time for you, you don't take it. But we are not fully dead yet. We still have a chance. We need an Xavier Worthy masterclass game on Monday night. He needs to outscore McLaurin by 16. McLaurin is coming in injured, so there is a chance he's not at full health. Maybe we get like a similar game to Debo had when I played Gut. Gonna need Worthy to come in clutch, keep the executions moving.
Yeah, never mind. It's over.
I'm on 2.5 hours of sleep, and so this probably isn't going to make much sense. And people saying I shouldn't be victory lapping when I'm out of the playoff race. And they're probably right. But fuck everybody in the comments. They think they know everything. They're all so fucking stupid. Fields puts on a masterclass. Again, everyone's like, Fields this, Fields that, Casey doesn't know ball, and it's just like, I wasn't saying that Fields is some godsend. All I was saying is that Tyrod is not the fix. Fields was amazing, fuck you. I told you Lamar wasn't playing. Huntley steps in. Ravens finally get a win. And everybody just talking shit on my team. Oh my God. I'm not going to make the playoffs, but I'm going to be fucking 4th in points for. I have nothing productive to add to this video. Because honestly, if I win or lose, I'd obviously much rather win playoff. I'm not dead in the playoff race. And for the toilet bowl, not getting the reverse bye. But this is more just for everyone spamming the comments behind a faceless fucking username talking so much shit. You're all so fucking stupid and you don't know a fucking thing about anything. And anyone who wants to victory lap Herbert, you can drop my tweet on Thursday. I already said he was going to put on a masterclass on Thursday. I see everything. That doesn't mean that Herbert's good. It's just, it was an obvious spot for him to go off. So one more time in case you didn't hear the first time. You're also fucking stupid.
I watched Casey's raw video of him calling everyone an idiot in the comments and him just being mean. Sad look by you, man. Worst manager and worst attitude. What are we doing, Casey? What are we doing? Besides that, though, Unc lost. Good for my division.
Three-headed monster is rolling again.
Nick versus Jack. This one seemed close all day, and then Jack's team just does Jack things. Rico finally back down to earth for Nick. Doesn't get much out of Dalton Schultz. It's not like he had a bad week elsewhere. That was all, of course, before Jonathan Taylor goes. He gets almost 40 points. Even when he finally gets bad performances out of those running backs, he gets 40 from Jonathan Taylor, and it doesn't matter.
Nick ends up losing to Jack. Jack has the Jonathan Taylor explosion. The fact that Bijan and CMC combined for 14 points. Evan Ingram, Kendrick Bourne combined for 14 points, and he's about to drop 150. That's a problem.
Jack takes a dominant win over Nick, and for a while there on Sunday, it looked like Nick actually had a chance. CMC, Bijan, both shit the bed, and then JT comes in, and at least one of the three of his three-headed monster is going to go off each week. You know that.
Steen, Unk, Big L, Big Steen, getting his shit rocked by Jack. We might as well just give Jack the fucking trophy right now. Because if Christian McCaffrey and Bijan can put up combined 15 points, and he could still put up 145 points, it's over. It's Jehovah.
We got our shit pushed in by Jack this week. No surprise there. Yeah, you know, I fucking like an idiot had hope after the 1 o'clock games because Jack had Bijan and C-Mac combined for 15 PPR points, and I was like, hold the fucking phones, unless. And then JT dropped a 40 burger on my face, and that was the end of that.
All right, Victory Monday, saw the comment, so I'm done creating content. Good win, on to the next week.
Just an all-time bad week for me, given the state of the Pookie Bear division right now. I got my ass whooped. J-Mo's gonna win. Casey's gonna win.
My division's getting a little closer between Unk and Tone. Big Girl division still has Jack and Joe at the top, and then the Woat division. Yeah, as much as I called out Sexy's, his division is so bad, he could still go on a run. No hate, but based off this week, I think Ron and Adam are slowly becoming the new 11 and 12 spot in the league for me. And I think Ron is just dealing with a lot of injuries.
Ron's probably in another shower somewhere. Maybe this time he's not in a shower bound. Maybe this time he's at the end of a pool with a brick tied to his foot. Because at this point, that's where he should be.
Nate also a dominant win over Ron. Ron's team, not good at all right now. I don't know how you can even say that Ron's team should be above the Executioner right now. My team's putting up points these past few weeks.
Nate's looking like he's going to win. Ron's still got a player left to play, but it is looking tough. He's going to have to score 50-plus points from Mahomes, so it's just possible. Mahomes, you can't count that dude out. He'll score 11 touchdowns tonight. Book it.
Nate's going to end up beating Ron. Ron's team took a massive shit. That's tough. That is tough. Yeah, A.J. Brown, Nico being out, the Jags being on bye. Just not a recipe for success there for Ron.
This is now going to be 6 losses in a row for me, man. Holy shit, dude. Where did it all go wrong? We were first on the power rankings for a little bit. Really what it comes down to is I was looking at the other day is the first 2 weeks we were first in the power rankings, and then we have just gone down every week since. Really, we've gone down every week since losing Lamar Jackson in like week 4 or whatever, but I don't know. I don't want to make excuses. Everyone has injuries. Nate made pretty easy work of me. He had a solid like 127. He didn't have the best game in the world. Like that was a beatable score and just had nothing for him. I thought I made a really smart play where we've been playing Dylan Gabriel. He's been giving us literally nothing. He's been giving us 8 points, 5 points. So I see, oh, Michael Penix is on the injury report. Let's pick up Kirk Cousins. Maybe Kirk Cousins will go crazy versus the Miami Dolphins defense. God, so ass. Like, just so ass. Just like brutal. Judy gives us 0. Trevin Henderson actually has like his best game as a pro, but of course he loses a fumble. I don't know, man. I wish I had something more positive as we make the trade, and I think I would have lost anyways. Now, seeing James Cook go crazy, I was like, man, like I miss when I had James Cook on my fantasy football team, but I did the math. I think I still would have lost this week. Even if I was stubborn, I didn't make the trade trying to win last week. Lamar was still hurt anyway, so I was screwed regardless. We weren't even going to get Lamar after the bye week. On top of that, A.J. Brown goes down. So this week, I had Travis Etienne and Travis Hunter on bye. A.J. Brown pops up late in the week out of nowhere that he can't play. Nico Collins doesn't play. Jaden Daniels doesn't play. So when you're without A.J. Brown, Nico Collins, Jaden Daniels, Travis Etienne, and you're putting Harold Fannin Jr., who was actually pretty good in the flex spot, it's just not a week that you're going to win. So I don't know. It just really sucks. Really, what my hope is at this point, this is what I'm playing for at this point, is really the loser's bracket. I think it's going to come down to me or Gut for the second bye, and I think Sexy's going to have the first bye for the toilet bowl. I'm a mess, boys. I'm a mess. I wish I had something. I wish my first overall pick didn't pull his hamstring and derail my season, but it is what it is, you know?
Nate, I'm honestly a little bit scared of in the long run. I do think he has a very strong team at full health, so he's still who I view as the strongest competition within the division.
All right, week 8, Naders. The drought is over. We stop the skid. We get right with our get right game, and barring a Patrick Mahomes 50-burger historic performance, we are going to beat Ron to move to 5-3, our first win in 4 games. Feeling great. Started off slow. Looked like everything was going right for Ron. Everything was going wrong for me. With Thursday night, we get the goose egg from Quentin. He gets big performances from Ladd and from Addison. But we do what we need to do today. Josh Allen, kind of back. A little meat on the bone there. I mean, you scored 40. I would hope for more than 23 from him. But Chase Brown benefits from playing the Jets. Cowboys do well for me, despite the loss. Would like to see more from Caleb, but Kyle Pitts, this boogeyman that everyone's scared of, he gives me 14. And like I said, we're going to beat Ron. Hate to do it to Ron. I wish it was a division win, and he's my Devils guy. He's my Jets guy. But we needed to get right. This was effectively a must-win. If we lost to this Ron team right now to go to 4-4, would have been a disastrous. Now we'll be at 5-3, but feeling good. Still some kinks that need to be worked out. We got Gut next week. That could go either way, depending on whose teams show up. Gut versus Adam. This is another one that's going to come down to Monday night. Gut needs 14 between Debo and Bill. That is a winnable game. Could go either way. Gut has a better team than people think.
Gut, gonna be Adam. There we go, Gut. Moving to 2-6. Big dubs for my guy, Gut. Just remember who gave you $30.
And then, yeah, it looks like Gut's gonna probably beat Adam, but we'll see. Gut needs, from Debo and Bill, he needs 14. That seems doable. Adam's sliding too, man. Adam's sliding too, so.
Adam just lost Scatabo. Adam's just kind of not getting bad luck. He's just not winning. He's just not winning.
Gut is an Adam. This is going to come down to Monday night, and you would think that Gut should be favored right now. Down 14, he's got JCM and Debo, but remember, 2 weeks ago, I was up 13 points on him. JCM and Debo, they couldn't get the job done. Exact same scenario, Monday Night Football. Is history going to repeat itself for Gut? Or are they finally going to redeem themselves and he gets the dub? I'm hoping he can, because if Adam loses, that's great news for me. Adam lost Cam Scatterbu in this one. Rough loss for him. His running back room is now a little bit sketchy. It's still not horrible. It's just not nearly as strong as it was before. Rest in peace, Cam Scatterbu.
And then Adam, the other division mate, it's looking like Gut might defeat him. That game is also not over. Adam is up by 14 points, and Gut still has 2 players left to play. If Washington, those 2 guys can pull out 14 points, which is pretty likely, I'd say. I think. Let's just hope. All right. Cavs of Destiny, pray.
All right, it is Monday. We still have some games to be played with the Commanders playing the Chiefs on Monday Night Football. I do have JCM and I have Deebo Samuel in that game. Gentlemen, we've been here before. We have been in this exact spot, damn near, when we played Sexual P. Monday Night Football, Commanders on the TV. We need 14 points. At that time, we needed 13 points. Mind you, we lost that game. We need 13 points between two people, and we lost. I'm praying this time is different, and that's the end of that. So we'll see what comes of that. Outside of that, the team played great. Waddle, Jones, Marks did great. Weird game for the Bucks. Like, they did bad versus Saints. I mean, they won 23-3, but they did not look good doing it. Tech goes 7 for 99. Love to see that. Getson, we talked about in the preview, and then Dak with an absolute shitter. Just 2 1-yard goal line attempts for Javonte. Gets him in the end zone. Dak missed the QB sneak. That would have been big. If this could have been, I need 6 points, that would have been a lot better. But, you know, it is what it is.
So right after the draft and the sleeper picks get inputted into the league, actually, you know, you can see and look at your team right away since we do it in person. Happened pretty quick, and as soon as I looked at it, I realized we fucked up. I mean, we fucked up in a big way. My first pick, second pick, third pick, and fourth pick, well, not to mention 3 of 4 of them have been bust, but earlier before we knew that for sure, was that those 4 players were all not going to play in Week 8. Bymageddon was going to kill me. I basically had Week 8 chalked up as a loss, and outside of, you know, some kind of massive trade here. Except for, we get to play Guttas, baby. We are back in the win column. We were 2-5 going into this week. Honestly, it's crazy because I have the most points for in our division. But I've just been finding a way to either get blown out by Nick or kind of lose some unfortunate close games. Not that my team's been overly great, but it's been very on par as far as scoring. Getting some bad beats, and it's about time we had one break our way. So we're back to 3-5. Still the most points for in the division, but I'm a game behind JL for second place in the division. It's going to be hopefully a close finish for who's going to get into the division. Nate seemingly will not lose. He didn't lose again this week. I know for me, I saw that JL did lose, so I'm, again, 1 game behind him. Nate, as far as record goes, pretty well ahead of me. Here's the big thing. Losing Cam Scatabo as the cost of getting this win versus Gut, that's really tough. Cam was looking so damn good. Kind of fun to watch. Obviously didn't have the long speed, but the dude just was fun to watch. A crazy animalistic style play of football. Losing him for the season, absolutely gross injury. Now with Carson Wentz going to IR, I can at least go ahead and shed him off my roster. I actually had to drop Jacoby Brissett in order just to get Jaden Higgins into my lineup, which picking up Jaden Higgins made the difference. 4 catches, 34 yards, and a touchdown. Before going into the week, I actually had basically no one to play there. So I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do for my, pickup this week. But I got J.J. McCarthy sliding back into the Superflex spot, which honestly, I don't know. Him and Carson Wentz both have looked pretty rough. I don't think I can confidently say it's an upgrade. I just hope that it's not as terrible as Carson Wentz has been. So we got the win. We're scratching, we're clawing, trying to stay afloat. It's honestly not that pretty for our team, but Joe Flacco, hopefully the resurrection he's doing to the Cincinnati Bengals offensive weapon, so to speak, hopefully he can do that same thing for our team. This was the first time we actually had a really nice Thursday night game start where it actually came back to help us win. Last time it was Scatabo having a huge game, and Nick still beat me by 100. So anyway, 3 wins. Got to keep the momentum going this next week.
All right, that's about it. That's about all I got for today. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. I'll sort of punch it down below. Peace.
Nate,